So it's October 1st, 2025, and it just initiated a government shutdown in the US. And so on my channel here, I do drawings that has to do with the future. And so what I'm seeing here on the news lately, connecting to what's happening here, we just had this Charlie Kirk stuff, and now it seems like this is going to be the next big news connected to things here. And so when thinking about this government shutdown and looking at the news landscape of what's happening, similar things, you can see that on the 29th of September, there were this blackout in Afghanistan, which is ruled by the Taliban government. And so this becomes noteworthy in that you have a shutdown of the US government, in the same way you have some kind of shutdown in Afghanistan. To me it seems related because I mean, when you think about psychology of cultures and the interconnectedness of things, you realize that the word Taliban is a trauma in the culture of it's a cultural memory in the US of trauma due to previous things, conflicts and so on. So I have to say that this seems connected, and there's also been a lot of news around Iran lately, connected to a lot of things. We'll see if I start talking about that. But currently it is. I see this connection between what's happening in Afghanistan and the US because they are so close. One is about blackout, the other one is about the US, a shutdown. And you can see here on the text on the screen, I added some text, okay? So you see that the main reason for the government shutdown is that the Democrats showed a sign of disapproval and a need for negotiation on September 17th, 2025. And this led to the reaction of the bill. It makes sense to me when I look about what happened here. Like if you look back in time, what really happened here with the shutdown, you'll see that okay, there seems to be something that the Democrats wasn't pleased with, and at least when I look into this, I found September 17th as the main event, and I'm going to leave a link below to this event. And what's most noteworthy of all is that I made this drawing or a painting, I just hammer with black, and I call it hammering darkness. And so I do that on September 16th, which is the day before. So if you haven't seen my channel before, I'll just say the latest, from September you had me making a drawing of of the murder scene of Charlie Kirk. 3 days before I uploaded a video on September 7th, I uploaded a video of the murder scene basically. Now I uploaded this video on September 16th, Hammering Darkness, guys. And as I said, let's recap about what I said here, like some kind of summary. Okay, what is this about? Well, what is the main news? What seems like the biggest news of this world right now is the government shutdown on October 1st, 2025. And this seems to originate in a way that Democrats and Republicans cannot find a middle way or whatever, and the Democrats are not pleased with what's happened, and this, as I said, it seems to have expressed itself on September 17th. And yeah, when I checked this kind of I checked this reasoning with ChatGPT, then it said that it makes sense that it was this September 17th. How do you say? They said that they wanted to have a negotiation, and there is this discussion among the Democrats about this. Okay, so in other words, the main reason for what's happening here occurred the day after my painting, and yes, so that's it, just a summary of what's going on here. And there are some main keywords here. So if you connect this Afghanistan Taliban stuff, you realize that it connects to blackout, outage, and things like that. And the fact that these are they happen so closely together. And I also want you to think about all the news related to Iran. You can look at that yourself, and you realize here that besides from all the talk around Charlie Kirk and the US, there is some stuff going on in Iran and Israel, and you see that that seems to be the main thing in Middle East to think about Iran here. Okay, and Afghanistan is a neighboring country to Iran, so they are just next to each other here. There is also some potentiality for something going on there in Iran, but we will get to that maybe. Right now it seems to focus on the US, that where could this lead, we'll see about that. It was a long time ago where I removed a few videos because I want to keep to the subject. What is the subject here? What am I trying to achieve here on my channel? I'm trying to communicate in the form of, I make a drawing and then I talk about the news in relation to that. And if you think that my drawing is very abstract and could therefore be interpreted to anything, well, let's just wait and see here where this goes, okay? And maybe it will become like, as I believe at least, this is going to make sense, okay? I already see that, it's beginning to make a lot of sense here, that we get a blackout, we get a shutdown, and you know, that the fact that the blackout connects to the neighboring country, to Iran, I mean, somehow it makes sense to me. And yeah, and yeah, I guess that's all. So for me personally, it's interesting to see that, okay, September 16th is when I made this quote unquote painting, and then it's like the shit show started, and we're here now with something happening in the terms of shutdown, darkness, or whatever. So yeah, good stuff. That's it. You can read the text here if you want. As I said, I will leave a link. And I would like to end also this video by saying that the purpose of all of this is just to express consciousness, to say that I feel, I think, and also balance that question to you. Do you feel? Do you think? Are you, like, do you exist? So something like that. And also keep in mind that I made this many times, so you remember the blackout in Europe. 4 days before that, I cut with an axe into a painted cord, and I said that I cut into the network, and then the electricity disappeared in Europe. This blackout in Spain, France, and Portugal. So, for whatever reason, it's working, what I'm doing here. Okay. So I guess I'll keep looking at this now, and at least, it was 2 weeks ago I did this drawing. It was the 16th, right? And I'm trying to make the argument here, that I'm trying to make the case here that yeah, I mean, in a way, it was the day before the Democrats took their stance in all of this. The Democrats kind of took their view here on September 17th, and this led to a conflict, and now there is a shutdown. Okay, this is the argument that I'm making, and I'm also seeing, as I said, the connection to Taliban, blackout in Afghanistan as some synchronicity that is meaningful. This, the concept of meaningful synchronicity, meaningful coincidences is something that many renowned people have talked about, like, for example, Carl Jung. So it's a real concept. So okay, bye.